Hello everyone, in this video I am just focus on the classification of organic compound. This is the point as per the PCI syllabus for first year B.Pharm SEM 2 in the subject Pharmaceutical Organic Chemistry 1, unit number 1, that is classification of organic compound. Now moving towards the classification of organic compound, one should know what is organic compound. So let's see the definition of organic compound. So the organic compound in organic chemistry. So organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry, right? There are two types of branch of chemistry, that is inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. So organic chemistry is the branch of chemistry that deals with carbon compounds. So along with carbon, there is a hydrogen, sometimes oxygen or nitrogen or other elements, but mainly it contains carbon atom. So it is called as organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is the again scientific study of structure, properties, composition, reaction and synthesis of organic compounds which contain carbon. So this is a brief idea about organic chemistry. I am repeating the same thing. Organic chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with carbon compounds, right? So after definition of organic chemistry, now we are moving towards next point, that is the classification of the organic compound. So here this classification is based upon the arrangement of carbon atoms in their structure. Maximum time these organic compounds constitute about 90% of all compounds available in the environment. So 90% contribution by organic compounds. So again this organic compound on the basis of their structure divided into two subcategories, that is acyclic, which is also called as open chain compound. It means that the end of carbon chain is open, so called as acyclic. Acyclic again represent, that is it doesn't contain cycle. Second subcategory, that is cyclic, also called as closed chain or also called as ring compound. It means that the chain, the end of chain is closed, that's why it looks like a ring, so it is called as ring compound or also called as closed chain compound. Again this cyclic or closed chain compound divided into two parts, two subcategory again, that is homocyclic, which is also called as carbocyclic, right? And next one is the heterocyclic compound. Again this homocyclic and heterocyclic means which contain the hetero atoms like the nitrogen or oxygen or sulfur, sometimes the combination of all these three likewise. So it is called as heterocyclic compounds. So cyclic compound divided into two subcategories, one is homocyclic and another one is heterocyclic. Again this homocyclic divided into two subcategories, alicyclic compound and aromatic compound. No doubt we will just look out the difference between alicyclic and aromatic in next slide. Again these aromatic compounds divided into sub two categories. One category is the benzoate compound which contain benzene ring and another one is non-benzoate compound. So the name indicating everything, right? So this is all about the classification of organic compound. I am repeating the same thing again. Organic compound, two category, acyclic also called as open chain. Second category is cyclic called as closed chain compound. Again this cyclic divided into two subcategory. One is homocyclic, another is heterocyclic based upon heteroatoms. Again this homocyclic divided into two subcategories, alicyclic compound and aromatic compound. Again aromatic divided into two subcategories, benzoate compound and non-benzoate compound. Now let's see acyclic, which is also called as open chain compounds. In these compounds the carbon atoms are present in the form of open chain. The chain may be either straight chain or it may be a branch chain. Straight chain, for example, ethane, CH3, So it's just like a straight line. Branch chain, example that I have mentioned here, isobutane. Here, if you observe CH3, CH3 straight chain, but there is a substitution at second carbon, that is at CH position. That substitution, it looks like a branch. So it is called as branch chain. Right. So acyclic or open chain again divided into two sub examples. For example, the straight chain compound and the branch chain compound. Straight chain example is ethane and the branch chain example is isobutane. Right. So this is all about the open chain compound. I hope you understood the difference between the straight chain and branch chain. This is the description, right? Now moving towards next, right? That is cyclic or open chain. Cyclic or closed chain, also called as ring compound. So cyclic, it means that the end of chain is closed, so it becomes cycle. It is a continuous process, so called as cycle. They are marked by the presence of one or more closed chain or ring of atom in their structure, right? So depending upon their presence, it categorized as homocyclic or heterocyclic. We will just look after, right? So here I mentioned the example cyclopropane. No doubt, propane, it contains 3 carbon, so it becomes propane. But it is not a straight chain or branch chain compound. So it is not simply propane because their ends are closed. So it is cycle, it becomes cycle, right? So now the compound name is cyclopropane. No doubt it contains 3 carbon, right? We simply not called it as a propane because the ends are closed, looks like a ring. So it becomes cyclopropane. If the chain is open, so it's simply propane. The chains are closed, so now it becomes cyclopropane. Second example, it contains 6 carbon. So it is a hexane, right? But again, the ends are closed. It's just like a cycle. So now it becomes cyclohexane. If 6 carbon chain, if it is in open form, it's hexane. Now the ends are closed, so it becomes cycle. So now it's cyclohexane. I hope you understood the difference between the IUPAC nomenclature for the open chain compound and cyclic compound. If it is cyclic, no doubt you have to just prefix the cyclo word. So hexane, cyclohexane, propane, cyclopropane, likewise, right? Now next, that is alicyclic compound. Again 2 words, ali and cyclic. No doubt cyclic means their ends are closed. Ali word represents that is aliphatic, right? So now the compounds become aliphatic as well as cyclic. Here I mentioned the example, that is cyclobutane. Butane because it contains 4 carbon atom. Why cyclo? Because the ends are closed. So it is called as cyclobutane. Now pentane, it means that, why pentane? Because it contains 5 carbon atom. So it's become pentane. Why cyclopentane? Because their ends are closed, become cycle. That's why it is a cyclopentane. I hope now you are understanding the meaning of alicyclic compounds. Ali represents aliphatic, cyclic means their ends are closed. Right. Now next, that is aromatic compound. This is something different. The word aroma, it's a Greek word which represents fragrance or smell. So it means that this kind of compounds having a specific smell, so called as aromatic compounds. Sometimes it is also called as cyclic unsaturated compound. Cyclic, no doubt their ends are closed. Unsaturated, it means that it contains double or triple bonds. So aromatic compounds, cyclic unsaturated compounds, right? And aromatic because the word aroma represents, that is Greek word which having a specific fragments. Again, these aromatic compounds divided into 2 subcategories, benzenoid and non-benzenoid. Before that, we have to just distinguish between the aliphatic and aromatic practically, that we have to perform one test that is called as Sooty flame test. When we just ignite or when we just burn this aromatic compound, there is a Sooty flame. We just observe the Sooty flame, that is also called as the blackish flame, which having a black color, right? So black Sooty flame represent that compound is aromatic in nature. If it is a clean flame without any blackish fumes, that becomes an aliphatic compound. So this is a practical approach to distinguish between aliphatic compounds and aromatic compounds, open chain compounds and cyclic aromatic compounds, right? Now again, this divided into 2 subcategories, benzenoid aromatic compound and non-benzenoid aromatic compound. So word indicating everything. Benzonide means it contains benzene nucleus, right? So it may be that it may be one benzene ring, it may be a two benzene ring fuse each other, it may be three benzene ring fuse each other. So that becomes benzenoid aromatic compounds. And sometimes benzene derivative also, that again comes under benzenoid aromatic compounds. So here I am mentioning the example, if simple benzene ring, so it becomes monocyclic. Example is benzene. If two benzene ring fuse together, it becomes bicyclic. Example is naphthalene. If three benzene ring fuse each other, it becomes tricyclic. Example is anthracene. I am not mentioned here, but example is anthracene, when three benzene ring fuse together, right? And lastly, there aniline. It's a benzene derivative where benzene nucleus substituted with the amine, so it becomes aniline, right? So instead of amine, if it is CH3, benzene ring, single bond, instead of NH2, if it is CH3, so it becomes toluene. So these are the examples of benzenoid aromatic compounds. Now next category, that is non-benzenoid compounds. It indicating everything, that is, it doesn't contain benzene nucleus. Benzene contains 6 carbon atom. Here the example showing 7 carbon atom. So definitely it never looks like benzene, and it is not benzene derivative. So it also called as non-benzenoid derivative, non-benzenoid compound. Example is tropolone. Right? So now I hope you understood what is aromatic compounds, why this aroma word represents, and I hope you also understood the difference between aliphatic compound and aromatic compound. I also expect that student is understood how practically they are distinguishing between the aliphatic compound and aromatic compound. Now let's see the heterocyclic compounds. Again, these heterocyclic compounds divided into two subcategories: alicyclic heterocyclic compounds and aromatic heterocyclic compounds. Now first of all, one should know what is hetero. So hetero, it contains heteroatoms like oxygen, nitrogen or sulfur like etc. So cyclic compound which contains heteroatoms like either oxygen or nitrogen or sulfur or in combination, that compounds is called as heterocyclic compounds. Here again two divisions, two categories. One is alicyclic. It means that cyclic, it is aliphatic in nature, right, which contains single bonds. The example is tetrahydrofuran. It is a 5-member ring, right, which contain oxygen as a heteroatoms. So compound name is tetrahydrofuran. Second example under this alicyclic category is tetrahydropyran. It is a 6-member ring, again contain oxygen as a heteroatoms. So these are two examples of alicyclic heterocyclic compounds. Now second category, aromatic heterocyclic compounds. Again the word aromatic represents or it indicates everything. No doubt it contains double bond, that is unsaturation, right? And again on heating or particularly just burning the compound, again it gives a black sooty flame. So aromatic, again cyclic, contain heteroatoms like either nitrogen or oxygen or sulfur in combination likewise. So that becomes aromatic heterocyclic compounds. Again here I mentioned some example. One is furan. Again it is a 5-member ring containing oxygen as a heteroatom. And next example is pyridine, which is a 6-member ring containing nitrogen as a heteroatoms. Right. So if you observe the example given above, right, again it's a 5-member ring, right, that is furan, tetrahydrofuran. When there is an alternate double bond, it becomes furan, right. In alicyclic, tetrahydropyran, 6-member ring containing oxygen, right. Here 6-member ring containing nitrogen, so it becomes pyridine, right. So this is all about heterocyclic compound, and this is all about the classification of organic compounds. So I hope you understood all about this classification. So thank you for watching this video.